This video is sponsored by Hustle Castle, a free-to-play video game for iOS and Android that's available in the link in the description below. Now, Hustle Castle is a role simulator game where you can become the owner, or should I say lord, of your own medieval castle, and you get to monitor and manage everything in your possession. You can expand your castle, attack fortresses of other players, defeat their troops, and take their resources away to upgrade your own castle. You can build new premises in the castle, you can develop characters of different classes, upgrade their skills, and you're gonna need them because you're gonna be battling against orcs, giants, skeletons, and dragons in order to defeat the demonic Abyss Lord. And just for the record, this story gets really interesting. Now remember, you can download Hustle Castle for free using the links in the description below, enter your nickname and get a special bonus for new players of 250 diamonds and 3,500 gold. Alright, so it's your boy, and we are back with another episode of the Sonic Roundup. You know, the series where I cover a bunch of smaller Sonic news topics in one video for the purposes of condensation. So we got a lot to talk about in this video. A lot's been happening within the Sonic space. I don't know why I came up with that. But a lot of things have been happening, and I know there's some things that people wanted me to cover before that I haven't covered. And before we start, just can people stop saying that Sega's going to be at E3? Look, they haven't announced that they're going to be at E3. I know there was a whole little leak thing, and they ended up updating that leak to say that actually, in fact, that was an old list from 2020, which meant that Sega was going to be at the 2020 E3 before that got cancelled. So please stop saying that Sega's going to be at E3. If they announce that they will be later on, then cool. But as of now, as this video is coming out, Sega is not going to be at E3. So chill on that. Just had to get that off my chest because a lot of people kept commenting like, Prem, you were wrong. Sega is going to be at E3. And like, chill, okay? Like, I know you guys want to prove me wrong on shit, but like, wait for the facts, okay? My god. So we're gonna kick this off with the first topic, which is 2021 Sonic the Hedgehog game news. Yes, that's right, people. We've got Sonic the Hedgehog game news in this motherfucker, thanks to the Almighty Tales channel. New Sonic the card game. Official. That's the name they picked, man. Like, oh, you could have come up with something a bit better than that. Like, anyway, Sonic the card game officially announced by Steamforged Limited, releasing in September for $19.95 US. Ooh, so it's affordable and it's coming out in September, only 5 months. Fast-paced and simple to pick up and play, the new game features colorful graphics and a racing theme. We're talking about a card game, by the way. We're talking about colorful graphics for families and Sonic fans aged 6 and up. So as we can see the art here, and a lot of people are upset that they were using like generic looking renders. I don't know how this is a new problem. They've been using generic looking renders for like a decade, but you know, people only start complaining now on the card game. I saw a few good memes on it. Like, I know that Unleashed was kind of technically the start of the less stylized renders, but I think it worked in Unleashed, honestly. It kind of suited the style of the game, but I didn't really think at the time when I first played Unleashed that they were going to milk the same design to this point. You know, I liked the older 3 Sonic games where every game had its own style, even the 2D ones. Like Sonic 2 sprites were a little bit different from 1, 3 changed it as well. Like, I liked when every game had its own stylized form, you know. Like, personally, my favorite Sonic model is the one from 06. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I wouldn't want the 06 design in every Sonic game. It fit the aesthetic and the vibe of that game, and for them to just like copy and paste that into Unleashed would have been wrong. For them to put Heroes design in Gens would have been wrong, you know what I mean? So although there have been slight tweaks to the model, like they've been shortening his quills for some reason, which I fucking hate. Although there have been slight tweaks since the Unleashed design, I really feel like they need to go in a more stylized direction. But some people will say, this is just a card game, stop complaining, Prem. Oh, well. Either way, back onto the game, we've got Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles playable. We've got Shadow, Amy, and Blaze. So I guess a decent roster of characters. There's some more info on the game here. It says 2 to 6 players race through a new level every time they play. It's a card game. How the fuck does this work? To win, they must collect rings, grab bonus cards, and dodge enemies. The person with the most ring tokens and lives remaining wins. Lives in a card game? Players select their favorite character, Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Amy, Blaze, or Shadow, and shuffle the deck. As the dealer places down cards, they build a randomly generated level for players to race through. I have no idea how this is going to work. Each time a new card is placed, they must decide whether to keep racing to win. I'm sorry. to try and grab a bigger pot of rings, or to retire and collect their share of the rings and bonus cards on the table. If players keep racing, they risk running into enemies and losing lives, but the chance to win more rings and bonus cards could be tempting enough to keep racing on. So it's like a gambly kind of thing, like either you stop, get some rings, or you keep going and risk dying, but you might get more. So it's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I mean, that's a pretty random comparison, but like when you're playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, if you're not at a checkpoint, you can be asked the next question, but if you lose, you go back to where you were at the last checkpoint in terms of your earnings. But if you win that question, you make more money. So it's like a risk, because you could be at the last question to make $1 million, and if you fuck that up, you drop all the way down to like the last checkpoint, which I think is 100k. So it's really risky. You might want to just take your 500k and just dip instead of taking that $1 million question, you know. Sonic the card game hit stores in September and will be priced at $19.95 US dollars, 17.95 euros. So yeah, I mean, I guess the concept sounds interesting, like the whole mechanics of this thing sounds kind of interesting, but it's a fucking card game, like, and based on the artwork, they're going to be using a lot of generic art on this. It's not going to be some beautiful like top trumps type shit where all the art is like brand new and fire and whatnot. I don't see how they're going to go like the extra mile on this. You know, they're probably just using like stock assets. Apparently there's like a server full of like assets that Sega just licenses out to their, you know, licensors who make Sonic merch and whatnot. This is merch. I'm not counting this as an actual game, and they could just take from those assets and do shit, you know. So it's not going to be some new stylized shit, which honestly, that's not the biggest problem with this game. The biggest problem is that it's a fucking card game. It's 2020 fucking one, okay? Everything is digital now. Monopoly is digital now. Like, we used to play Monopoly, the board game, back in the early 2000s, like we did, and then they said, here's a digital version you can play. There was even a SpongeBob Monopoly that I used to play back when I was a kid. That shit was fire. Like, I mean, like a digital SpongeBob Monopoly that you could play on your computer with your friends. This could have been like an online experience kind of card game. That would have been cool. Play it online with your friends, because I could cop this. Like, I'm the kind of sucker that would pay $20 for some shit like this. But then who the fuck am I gonna play? I'm 25 years old, and I'm gonna like go to my friends who aren't Sonic fans, be like, psst, hey, you wanna play that new Sonic the card game with your boy? You know, the Sonic the card game, let's sit on the floor, like lay the card. Like, if it was online, like, then I could at least play with some other Sonic fans that I know from like other locations and shit. But like on its own, like I'm a bit like, okay, like cool. So I guess we'll see how it plays. You know, maybe I'll watch a video. Maybe they should do like a demo video of like a typical game before the game comes out, like so we can see how it plays and if it's interesting enough to buy. But nonetheless, with no one to play with, it's gonna be fucking lame. So that's our game news, and that might be the only game news we get this year at this rate. Actually, no, that's not true. Colors Ultimate, we'll probably be getting a port as well. So, happy anniversary. On to the next topic, the Sonic the Hedgehog movie sequel. And this is a big topic. So much shit has been happening with regards to the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and it's looking good. So it says here, so according to episode 27 of Kellen's Petty Talk Show, a Spotify podcast which had on the Sonic writers Pat and Josh, they were given much more creative freedom for Sonic 2, with the studio letting them do almost all the crazy stuff they put in the script. Quoting Pat Casey, the trailer for this movie, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna break the internet, guaranteed. The hype continues. Now you can take a look at the podcast if you want. I've already listened to that section, so I'm not gonna put the clip here because pretty much what they put there, but it's looking to be good. And based on the leaks you've been seeing, I'm inclined to believe them, right? Now you're probably thinking, Prem, like how come you haven't been covering these leaks as they've been coming out? And the truth is, I don't really give a fuck like that. Like like honestly, like I want the movie to be good, and I do keep up to date on what's happening, but do I want to make a video on every little new screenshot or every little clip of police car chases and everything? I don't give a fuck like that. Like I keep up to date, but do I want to make a video on those things? No. Now you're probably thinking, oh Prem, like when it's the games, you cover every nook and cranny, and it's like, yeah, I care about the games more. Like it's evident. That's not to say I don't care about the movies, but it's not even just about caring, it's about trust. Right? I trust wholeheartedly that this Sonic movie sequel is going to be good, because the first movie was good. It wasn't amazing, but it was good. And the second movie, based on them having more budget, which was something that they told us ages ago, I made a video on that, but the fact that it has more budget, more creative freedoms because of the success of the first movie, means that it'll be very hard for them to fuck up the sequel at this rate, bringing in more characters, more lore, and all of these things that we want. So I wholeheartedly trust that the sequel is going to be better than the first movie. I'll be thoroughly surprised if the sequel was worse than the first movie. And that's that's kind of the reason why I don't want to pay attention to every little detail, because like, I mean, do you guys really want to see every little detail before the movie comes out? Do you want to save anything for the cinema? I mean, with the games, it's like we don't trust them to make something of quality, so we want to see something to prove that they're on the right track. You know, I don't want to see the whole game, but enough gameplay to be convinced that they're doing the right thing. But with the movie, the first movie, I covered a lot more because I was like, it's the first major Sonic movie, and we really didn't trust them that time, and it was evident with the first design. Like, no one thought the movie was going to be good for good reason. So we were like watching everything. But with the sequel, I can tell that they've got it on lock. So I'm just like, I don't need to see everything. Just do your thing, we trust you, and then give us that trailer and blow us away. Do you know what I mean? Nonetheless, I will talk about a few of the prominent things, because there are a few ones I do want to actually discuss here. The first one being that G.U.N is making an appearance in the Sonic movie sequel. As you can see, like, these images, they did a good job of recreating G.U.N, like the tanks and whatnot. You can see the Sigma Alpha 2 on the helicopter, which obviously SA2, it's a nice reference. And it's just nice to know that there's a lot more lore in this sequel, like the Green Hills Community Theater and all these things. I mean, I'm sick of the Green Hills everything, but you know, the fact that they're putting in the effort has to be appreciated, of course. Now, the question that kind of arose when this happened is, are we getting Shadow in the movie? And the answer to that is, in my opinion, fuck yes, we are getting Shadow. Because the fact that Knuckles is going to be a prominent character in this movie, which is something that was confirmed ages ago, by the way, so like, I don't know why people were so hyped when the Knuckles images leaked. I mean, yeah, we got to see him, which is cool, but it's not like this is how he's gonna look in the movie. Like, maybe proportion wise, yes, but like not the full design, because like Sonic doesn't even have his green eyes here, and we can see Tails' model and Sonic's model are not what they were in the first movie. Like, it's not the CGI. So the way people are treating it as if this was like Knuckles' visual reveal when it's just a placeholder, you know, I was a bit like baffled at how big of people were treating it. Maybe it's because Knuckles being confirmed was not like knowledge that everyone knew, so they were kind of taking it like that. But yeah, Knuckles looks nice here. His arms look beefier than usual. His legs look very beefy as well compared to like in the games or whatever, aside from Boom, obviously. I'm not going to comment much on Sonic and Tails because we already seen them, aside from the guy who's clearly taking advantage of a 15-year-old hedgehog, but we'll leave that for another day. But back to the situation of will Shadow be in the movie? I think yes. If Knuckles is not only a cameo like Tails was in the first movie, but Knuckles is actually going to have a prominent role, as we can see Team Sonic is here. There's a bunch of pictures on the whole Team Sonic situation. I don't even know if I've shown all of them, but the fact that Knuckles is playing a prominent role means there's gonna have to be a cameo at the end of the movie, right? And yeah, it could be something like Metal Sonic or whatever. We don't know what order they're going in. People thought they were gonna do the Sonic 1, 2, 3 formula, with the first movie being Sonic 1, the second movie being 2. I'm like, fuck that shit. Get into the Adventure era. Now we've seen the SA2 shit, the gun. It just makes sense for like an end of the movie cameo to show us Shadow, and the third movie is gonna bring in Shadow, probably also Metal Sonic if we don't see it in the second movie. And yeah, it's looking to be pretty fire, honestly. The movie is shaping up to be really nice. We still don't know who's gonna be voicing Knuckles or even Tails. I think Colleen was trying to voice Tails. She was saying fingers crossed at one point, so I don't even know if she's still got that role. Jason Momoa was offered the role for Knuckles, so I guess we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, the movie's looking great, and I honestly can't wait to react to this trailer. It's gonna be fire. As long as they don't fuck up Knuckles' voice or Tails' voice, like we don't know who they're gonna get, so as long as they don't fuck that up, then it's gonna be fire. Now on to our third and final topic. Zippo is back with another blog post, another madness. Well, no, I don't know if this is a madness, it's just like a minor thing, but we're gonna go through it anyway because some people have brought it up, so it's like, why not? I know some people are questioning the validity of Zippo. I did a whole video on that, but we are in a drought, so we're gonna have to entertain whatever leak this is and see where we're going, right? So this blog post starts and says, some interesting things are going on, and he shows that new 30th anniversary art that I think Tails channel talked about as well, it's like a press release thing. They mentioned a bunch of things aside from games, of course, like they don't mention that shit, but it was a new piece of artwork, and yeah, it looks alright, whatever. It's taken from the Encyclopedia but like modified with different kind of 30th anniversary logo. Anyway, it says, hey again all, there's an interesting thing that happened a few days ago that next to no one has noticed. And he shows a picture of like Sega All-Stars Racing and Sonic Sega Forever, the 20th anniversary thing, and Sonic 4 Episode 2. I don't understand that. The Sega press site was updated with these monikers, indicating that select Sonic games would be officially rebranded as part of the upcoming 30th anniversary celebrations. things. Instead of hearing me ramble on like a moron, I've brought a guest and friend, someone much smarter than me, to explain all of this. Please say hi to Astroseed P. So now we're hearing from Astroseed. We're gonna call him Astro for short. First off, let me explain what the Sega Press site / media portal is. It's a website dedicated to the housing, managing, and sharing of official Sega materials for, as the name implies, the press and media outlets. These materials include information on new games, they make those, press documents, artwork, high quality trailers, etc. It's of course not a site for the public to view, and as such requires an approved account to enter. On April 15th, the website updated with 9 duplicate listings of other Sonic games already featured on the site. These duplicate listings all contained the added tag of Sonic 30th anniversary. So I guess they're trying to hint at a re-release kind of thing. These duplicate listings are for the Sonic 1 and 2 mobile remaster, Sonic CD remaster, Sonic 4 episode 2 mobile, Sonic Dash, Sonic Forces mobile, so Speed Battle, Sonic Racing mobile, Sonic at the Olympic Games, strangely known Sonic Mania there. All these listings currently take you to an error page. The reason being that the directory these listings are under has not been added to the site, and as such can't be retrieved by the site. This is where things get interesting. Everything on the site is categorized under specific directories, and every directory is represented by a number in the URL. Here are the current directories used and their numbers. I'm not reading all of that. The Sonic Forces trailer was also re-uploaded for some reason. However, these duplicate listings aren't found under their original directory, but rather under directory 179, a directory that's not been used anywhere on the site before. Is this just a made-up directory used to hide the contents and will be changed to one of the above once an official announcement is made? Or have these listings been added in order to prepare for the addition of whatever this directory 179 will be for? It's important to stress that these may just be rebrandings and nothing more, but the possible implications here are pretty exciting. Either way, things are moving along and it looks like we'll have news quite soon. So I don't really know what to think about this. Like, is this supposed to be some kind of remastered collection that they're hiding on their press site or whatever? Because if that's the case, it seems like it's going to be a pretty trash collection. I mean, you got Sonic 1 and 2 remasters, which is cool. You got a CD remaster, which CD trash, but I guess that would include that. Sonic 4 episode 2, I mean, I like it. Dash, why would you include Dash in a remaster? Why would you include Forces Mobile, like Sonic Racing Mobile? Like, I mean, I guess regular Forces you could include in a Olympic game. I don't see why this would be the remaster collection. Like, this looks like a bunch of mid. Like, what kind of fucking collection is that? Like, mobile games in your remaster collection? Who the fuck is gonna play Speed Battle on PS5? I don't know what to make of this, honestly. It just seems like maybe it's for some 30th anniversary thing. Maybe that's not remaster confirmed. Like, it's more so that they're gonna do something with these games. Maybe they're gonna have some new events for the mobile games, like just to, you know, hype them up, get more money for them, and then maybe re-release Sonic 1, 2, and CD and stuff like that, and then they call it a day. But it looks pretty underwhelming, to be honest. I don't know what to make of this list of games in particular. Like, there's nothing here that's actually a 3D Sonic. Don't mention Forces. Even a Mania is not there. I don't know what to make of this. It looks like a bunch of mid. I guess we'll see what happens if they decide to reveal news at some point in the fucking decade that is of the video game variety. But until then, like, you know, this is kind of meh to me. But I thought I'll talk about it because it's Zippo or Astro. I don't know where these names are going. Zippo, Astro, Pluto, Baby Pluto, like, but yeah, that's that, okay? But yeah, that about wraps it up for today's The Sonic Roundup. Let me know what you guys think about the information here. Are you looking forward to Sonic the card game? Are you looking forward to the Sonic movie sequel? Because that's looking pretty fire. And what do you make of this new Zippo/Astro article? Do you think we're getting the remaster? This is the collection or whatever? What do you think all of this means? And of course, make sure to check out Hustle Castle. The link will be in the video description. Full disclaimer, I do get a little bit of a kickback if you install and try out the game. Like, so if you do want to support me, you know, trying out the game at least once will help me out. And if you hate my guts, then I guess you wouldn't do that. But either way, I just want to give full disclosure on that. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Make sure to check out the non-Sonic channel. The link will be in the description. We are going to be coming back with the content very soon. I got a stream coming on Thursday with a state of play, as well as some Ratchet and Clank gameplay. But that's all I have to say right now. So, Remy out.